Please put your hands together for Ryan Haack. On today's video, we get to hear a 5th grade girl's thoughts on relationships, kissing, and sex, and why the storyteller might have something in common with musician Ben Folds.
And he's like, no, you have to. He's like, just ask her out. And then he starts chanting, ask her out, ask her out. And then all my dumb friends are like, ask her out, ask her out.
Hey guys, it's Adam here from Madison Story Slam, wishing you a very happy day on this day, whatever day this comes out. On today's video, we've got Ryan Haack telling the story of his 4th grade girlfriend and how that relationship, started, what it was like throughout, and how it ended. And what I like is that he has something in common with the band Ben Folds 5. They've got a great song called Song for the Dumped. And this story has a lot in common with that song, and I loved it a lot. So, without further ado, here's Ryan Haack.
I have it on full authority from my 5th grade daughter that the story I'm about to tell you is great. So, be prepared to have some fun. So anyway, actually, so before I get to my story, I did have the opportunity to tell it to my 5th grade daughter this morning because we went to a basketball tournament for her, and it was amazing because my daughter doesn't stop talking. So she could talk for the entire hour drive and not have had me say anything. So if you want to know anything about D'Anthony and his dating situation with Alexa, or D'Anthony and his dating situation with Zoe, or D'Anthony and his dating situation with Roy. Wait, Roy? I don't think that's it. But if you get the pattern here, D'Anthony's slow as a roll. He also swears a lot apparently, so D'Anthony's not great. But as I was talking to her, my wife texted me and was like, dude, you got to ask her thoughts on kissing. And so I did, and it was the best 10 minutes of my life. Sorry babe, but it really was the best 10 minutes ever. Some highlights real quick. She says, Dad, seriously, why do I want someone breathing into my mouth? And why do they want me breathing into their mouth? It's so gross. She goes, and then some people, they French kiss and they put their tongues on their other person's tongue? And I barely like my tongue in my own mouth. Why do I want to put it in somebody else's mouth? And why do they want my tongue in their mouth? It's like, no, you are right. All of these things are true. And then she goes, listen, Dad. She's very dramatic. Listen, Dad, I know someone who tasted their own pee when they were little. Why would I want their mouth on my mouth? And I was like, again, you're nailing it. You're right. Kissing's the worst. And I was like, so is that what we're going to do when you start dating? The first question is listen, I'm not judging. I don't care where or when. Have you tasted your own pee? Because if so, we're done. We're done here. It's no judgment. So she's not into kissing. And then she said, in fact, I'm not going to kiss anybody until after I have kids. And she goes, and I know how kids are made, and it is disgusting, but I will deal with it. But I'm not kissing until after I have kids. And I was like, you're the best thing that's ever happened to me. This is amazing. And so it was great. So, and I told it to her because the story takes place when I was in 4th grade. I was in 4th grade. I liked this girl named Jacqueline. She was shorter than me, which was great because I was super short. Still am. But that's, it is what it is. And she apparently liked me too, which is great. And so it was the end of winter. We were all outside at recess. We're all bundled up, right? She and her friends are standing against the wall and watching me and my idiot friends do stupid things to try to show off. And at one point, one of my friends says to me, he goes, dude, you got to ask her out. And I was like, I don't know what that means. Like to be my girlfriend? Because we can't really go out. We're in 4th grade. And he's like, yeah, ask her to be your girlfriend. Just ask her to go out. And I was like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to do that, actually. And he's like, no, you have to. He's like, just ask her out. And then he starts chanting, ask her out, ask her out. And then all my dumb friends are like, ask her out, ask her out. And then they start ripping all my clothes off. Like my hat and my coat, my snow pants, and her friends are like, ask her out, ask her out. And I'm like, fine, will you go out with me? And she's like, yeah. And they're all like, ah! Oh, freak out. And then nothing happened because we're in 4th grade. Right? Like sometimes we stood close together, maybe? Like that was the extent of a relationship, I guess. But it was going well. And then we went on a field trip to the zoo. And we sat in the same seat on the way to the zoo, which got the biggest reaction from my daughter. I said that, and she just goes, "Oh, Dad, you sat in the same seat?" I was like, I don't know that was going to be the most important part of this, but okay. And so apparently that was a big deal, and all of our friends are around, and they come up with this idea again, right? And they go, "You guys should say that you love each other." And we're like, "Yeah, probably not going to do that." And they're like, "No, you should do it. You should do it. Just say you love each other. Just do it." And we're like, no, that's fine. And so again with the chanting, do it, do it, do it. And then on a bus, all the seats, like you can bang on the seats. So they're like, do it, do it. And so finally we're just like, just stop. So we say, "Oh, I love you." And she says, "I love you." And everyone loses their minds. We're like, "Oh, they said it!" And then, again, nothing, right? We're in 4th grade. It doesn't really mean anything. And so here we are in this loving relationship in 4th grade. But I have some terrible news. I know. Jacqueline moved. She moved to a different school. But I was determined. I was persistent. I was going to make this work. Even though we would never see each other or talk to each other again, I would make it work. So I sent her a birthday card. And in the birthday card, I put a $1 bill. Because I know what I'm doing. Right? Like, it's true. And so I'm like, yep, I still got it. Like we are doing this. And I'm sorry to report, I have more bad news. I learned from a friend of hers that at this new school, she was now smitten with a tall boy with red hair. And I am not a tall boy with red hair, and that made me sad, because I had given her $1. This was a crime, right? So I wanted something to happen, and that thing was I wanted my $1 back, because I had been wronged. I mean, who's to say she didn't buy a pack of gum for Mr. Red Hair Tall Kid with my $1? I'm not going to stand for that. So the good news is, we had a math meet coming up. And here's the deal. I have no idea how this played into the story. I was not a mathlete. It's the only math meet I'd ever been to. I liked math. I was good at it, but I wasn't that. And so I showed up. And it was kind of like West Side Story without dancing or music, because it was just me and my friends, and then her and her new friends at her new school, and we're in this huge room, right? And it's so stupid. And so my group of friends and her group of friends go to the middle of the room to, get the transaction over with. Like, "We got you, Haack. We got you. We're going to get your $1 back, Haack. It's all good." We didn't talk like that in any way. But I was like, all right, cool. So I remember seeing her, and we're both just like, what is happening right now? But they got my $1 back. They brought it back to me. It's very dramatic. Sure, all her friends are hugging her. All mine are patting me on the back. Like, "Yeah, man, we got it back. We got it back. It's over. It's over, man. It's over." And I was like, this is the greatest moment of my life. Finally did it. And then from that moment on, I never said the words, "I love you," to another person ever again. That's not true at all. But I got my $1 back, and that was the big deal. So thank you, guys.
Thank you, Ryan. That was weird.